Hi and welcome to Ear-Fidelity. I'm your host Mike, and today we are taking a look at the new release from HiFiMan, the electrostatic mini Shangri, which you can see there. It's a combo of an amplifier and headphones priced at $2,300 together. So grab your snacks, grab your drinks, and let's go. Let's talk about unboxing experience. So the set comes in a very box standard HiFiMan boxes. Piece of cardboard that just gets the job done, and if you expect something more fancy, well, you're not getting it. How about build quality? Let's start with the headphones, and they are built on Edition XS chassis, which I think for this price is a little underwhelming. They're super light, they weigh only 320 grams, but yeah, paying $1,100 for headphones, you can expect something nicer, more premium feeling. Then the amplifier. You can think of it as of EF400 that went through a nasty divorce and started taking steroids and hitting the gym. It's a really chunky amp. It weighs almost 6 kilograms. Let's talk about comfort, and as mentioned before, the headphones are really light, so despite not being the most comfortable chassis, I didn't have any issues with them personally, and I was listening to them for 3 or 4 hours at times. And yeah, it's fine. Didn't feel heavy, didn't push on my head anything, no like excessive pressure anywhere. So that's a pleasant surprise, you know. And to mention one very important thing, they are incredibly open. So if you want to listen to something and just chill out, not disturbing the others, think again. I have prepared a sample with unedited sound so you can hear how it goes. What? What did you say, honey? Oh, we're gonna read a book. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just gonna listen to music. Just don't mind me. No, it's fine. And now to the juicy part. Let's talk about tech. The headphone uses a push-pull electrostatic driver, which features a nanometer grade diaphragm and nanometer coating on the diaphragm. Push-pull means the diaphragm is surrounded by 2 polarized plates, which gives it a proper drive. You won't see other solutions on the market, at least I have not seen them. It is a pretty standard arrangement for electrostatics. It does run on 580 volt Pro bias like the competitor Stax, which means you can just swap around as mentioned before. It's nice to have some sort of standard in this world, and you know, maybe you want to experiment in the future with other devices, or you want to compare them thanks to the dual outputs, you can do that. About the amplifier. As mentioned before, it is a fully balanced construction which uses solid state transistors to drive the output. It is directly coupled, no transformers here. The input uses a switch attenuator which has excellent channel matching, which I appreciate a lot. It's something that many companies fail by using poor quality or unmatched potentiometers. Here, of course, you have steps, so sometimes like the desired volume is just right in between them. Happens sometimes, you know, but if you have a DAC with a regulated output, you can actually take the DAC down a little bit and go the next jump. It will get you there. Okay guys, let's get to the best part, the sound. I'll start by describing my setup, which is Rune, which runs on my PC. It streams to FiO SR11, which you can see right there on the Vandla. This is the newest streamer from FiO. I like it a lot, and the review is coming soon. Then there's Ferrum's Vandla Golden Sound Edition, the newest version that is available. It's a lovely DAC. It really opened up the sound of the Mini Shangri, and then Mini Shangri. In short, Mini Shangri sounds electrostatic, but what does it mean? It's a very natural and neutral sounding tuning with excellent dynamics, very good sound staging, and textures and details to die for. As mentioned before, it is very revealing, it's very system critical, so if you guys skimp on any piece of your equipment, you will hear that very clearly with Mini Shangri. Let's go into more detail, and I'll start with bass. So to begin with, I tried Abraham by Miles Mosley. He's a very talented jazz musician and a producer from USA, of course. And I really like the song. I learned it from a friend of mine, Konrad, and it's really amazing for the bass, and I mean the instrument he plays on. Here you can really dive into textures, very nice tone, snappiness. It really brings the instrument alive. But we all know that electrostatic headphones are kinda known for not handling bass too well. Did I feel it? Not really actually. One of my first impressions with Mini Shangri-La was the fact that, oh, it actually has bass. And when I was listening to Hey You by Pink Floyd, it really struck me how nice, punchy and substantial the drums felt. I was actually quite surprised by that. Especially in the end of the song, when they really get going, it hits hard. And one thing that I was kind of surprised was that the type of bass, the character of bass, felt more like it came from speakers rather than headphones, which is quite interesting, and it is a recurring thing about the Mini Shangri-La. When thinking about mid-range, of course that's gonna be something that electrostatic headphones are going to excel, and they did. I started by listening to We Just Couldn't Say Goodbye by Diana Krall from her album Glad Ragdoll, which is unusual for her, which is maybe why I like it actually, but it really combines this warm, nice, colorful vocal of hers and her playing on the piano, which also is very warm, cozy, nice. It was really a test of how well the Mini Shangri-La handles tonality and how it handles a lot of the same or similar sounds, and it was very nice. It really separated them nicely, so her voice and the piano sounded wonderfully. They didn't sound dry or anything, and the separation, the dynamics, it was all fantastic. But speaking about dynamics and separation, I have also tested the headphones on, and the amplifier of course, on one of my favorite live albums, which is Korn Unplugged by MTV. And in the song Freak on a Leash, there is a duet of Jonathan Davis, the lead singer of Korn, and Amy Lee from Evanescence. So we have this dirty, low, powerful metal vocalist, and then you have her more like opera singing. So the contrast is very striking, and I think that Mini Shangri-La really elevated that contrast even further than usual, because you could really hear the nooks and crannies of each of the voices and how different they are, and it built like a beautiful contrast between them. Also, dynamics, amazing, and I know I'm kind of repeating myself, but you can't really diminish the dynamics of Mini Shangri-La, both in macro and in micro. And speaking about that, I really want to highlight that when they play very quiet, slower parts, and they just instantly go to louder, more exciting parts of the song, the sound of the headphone doesn't change at all. it sounds exactly the same despite the level, which is something that I really usually find in the best headphones and IEMs I have tried, so that's something that we should commend the Mini Shangri-La for. To finish off, let's have a couple words about Treble. So, to start off, this is one of the best treble I have ever heard on headphones and IEM. It's crazy good. It's basically, there's nothing I can fault Mini Shangri-La for. I can't find anything. I started with Tsuyoshi Yamamoto Trio from Japan and their song Sweet Georgia Blues from the album Minute Sugar, and the cymbals were just, they were there. That's the simple answer, you know. It really felt like I was back in my young days with my friends who were playing instruments, had a band, they were playing in garages and small music clubs, you know. It just felt the same, you know, it brought me back. But to get a little weirder, I went for an album that is, it's not an album that I listen for music, it's more an album that I listen for sounds. Yes, I know I went full audiophile right here, but hear me out. It's La Folia della Spagna by Gregorio Paniagua, and it's a classical music album. It's, as I said, it's full of very weird sounds and instruments that are completely unusual. So it really tests how well and the recording is amazing. It's a top-notch recording. It's one of the best I know. So it really tests the systems for textures, for detail, for the resolving power. And here, as I said, there's just nothing I can say. It was just right. So I was expecting the mid-range of the Mini Shangri-La to be the star here, but it's excellent. But Treble easily takes the cake. And now we will talk about Soundstaging. So Soundstaging is good. It's really good. One of my go-to songs for trying out Soundstaging is Right Across the River by Dire Straits from the album Brothers in Arms, which obviously everybody know by now. It's like a staple, but you know, can't go wrong with classics, right? I really like this song because it's full of layers in the soundstage. Now you have all the sounds of the jungle. I think it really builds a beautiful atmosphere, beautiful feeling. And it's a pretty nice test for headphones and IEMs in terms of soundstaging. And I can say that Mini Shangri-La really passed this test. They really handled the layering, the precision. It was very pinpoint accurate. The soundstage is not huge and it's not incredibly deep. That's something more what you get from Susvara, for example, keeping it with HiFiMan. This is more moderately sized, but it is very realistic. And this theme stayed with me when I was listening to Black Shoes by South African producer Felix Laband. And this is the completely other end of the spectrum, because this is a electronic music album, but the stereo effects in the song are completely amazing, and they really push the limits in terms of size of this soundstage. And as I said, it's not incredibly big. It is a little, when talking about like ultimate values, it's not maybe super deep, it's pretty wide, but I was very pleasantly surprised by how real it felt. And in another song, which I just can't recall right now, when I was testing them, there were some birds singing just in the background of the music. And at one moment I was just turning my head by the birds singing in the middle of the night. So it gets the job done, you know. Okay, so let's summarize the review quickly. For $2,300 we are getting a set of a headphone and an amplifier. You can buy them separately, but it will cost you a little more. Sound-wise, we get a fantastic neutral tuning, very revealing, very dynamic, textured. It's fun. It's really fun. It will get you to hear your albums in a different way than you usually do. Beware, it is very demanding from the rest of your setup, so a nice DAC like this Vandla is mandatory. When it comes to build quality, headphone, light, comfortable. For the price I would expect something nicer, but besides aesthetic, I can't complain about it. The amplifier is built very solid, heavy. It gets very hot, but no issues here. I'm happy with it. So yeah, I would recommend the Mini Shangri-La with my whole heart. It's a fantastic sounding headphone, and I know it will bring lots of joy to your life. And I will see you in the next review. Thank you.